Catherine Mosier here, and I'm going to briefly talk about some of the points in my topic paper, which was called The Oceans, Resilience at Risk. So I decided to write about the ocean, of all things, because I love the ocean since I grew up in Hawaii, and I've been involved in Greenpeace for over 40 years now, and I'm not as active as I once was because of course I don't live in Hawaii, I live in Nebraska now, but they are just a big advocate for the protection and conservation of the ocean, which makes up so much of our world. I don't know how many of you know it, but over 3 billion people in our world depend on fish as their source of animal protein in their daily diet. So it's really, really crucial that we get our act together and start protecting the ocean. I mean, the illegal fishing, pollution, climate change, all these things just are happening, and the ocean can only take so much before it doesn't bounce back like it used to. I mean, there are things that we don't have control over that happen, but the things that we can't control, we need to control to help the ocean and to help ourselves, since so many people depend on it for food and for living. So the two questions that I posed were, what are we going to do about it as a global society? How are we going to keep feeding everyone without completely wiping out our resources? And then how are we going to regulate the international fishing industry in the world's oceans in order to continue to keep providing for everybody? So I broke it down into two sections. First, food sustainability and the responsibility of the global society. So what I found is that there are people and organizations that are very, very concerned about what's happening with the ocean and everything, and because the numbers are like this: 3 billion people rely on fish. 12% of the world's population depends on fisheries. Of that, 90% are small-scale fishers, and half of them are women. Women, everybody. Coastal fisheries are responsible for about 40% of the world's wild-caught seafood, and there are 18.9 million fish farmers in the world. Of that, 90% are small-scale producers from developing countries. So with all those facts, what are we going to do? Well, an organization like the World Wildlife Fund, they're the ones that make all those cute commercials to save animals and so forth. They've been working for over 40 years globally to share their experience and expertise to help the fishermen, the processors, the retailers, and the marine industries and communities to develop some lasting solutions. In order to change some laws, they have worked with the Marine Stewardship Council, the Aquaculture Stewardship Council, and these two organizations working with the World Wildlife Fund, with the Marine Stewardship Council, they are working to create sustainable market incentives that will help the fishers and the processors and the buyers and the real retailers to commit to only certified wild-caught fisheries. With the aquaculture stewardship culture, they are working with them to purchase and sell seafood products where they can trace where they were caught, which, brings to mind, illegal fishing and things like that. The World Wildlife Fund is really working hard to reduce the negative impact that the fishing industry has had on the ocean. And what they're really, really working towards is trying to conserve the most commercially valuable species like tuna and whitefish. They have worked with the UN and other countries and everything to change the rules when it comes to fishing and where you can fish and all those kind of things. Anyway, so I guess the bottom line is only time will tell if these things will work. And I probably could have gone into better detail to exactly what exact laws have been put into place, but this was a pretty broad subject, and I wasn't sure if it would keep everyone's interest, but I just kind of lightly touched on especially what the World Wildlife Fund is doing. And it's not that they're a grassroots movement, because they're certainly not. They're a pretty big organization, but it just gives you a little insight if you especially visit their website. They have lots and lots of stuff on there, as does World Watch, which is the other source that I used. But there's just so much that is happening in the world overall with food sustainability, and especially with the ocean, being that we're a world that's surrounded by water everywhere. This is really important because we need our water. I mean, water is life. So hopefully you enjoyed my my paper and my video, and thank you so much for your time. Bye.